Welcome, everybody. This is Charles Carroll of the Option Trader's Assistant, and today I'm going to talk about your next trade with the Trade Design Assistance and the Option Trader's Assistant. From anywhere to create a new trade with the Design Assistance, you start from the Trade menu and take New Trade Design Assistant. And notice this has a little arrow on it, so it will then give you a choice of strategies. And we have these strategies for now. We're working on adding some more as needed. If you have a particular one that you'd like to see, let us know. Let's just take butterfly for an example. And here's the Trade Design Assistant for an at-the-money butterfly. What you do is you answer a few questions here. Let's say SPX, and let's make it all calls. It can be all calls or all puts or iron butterfly. The days to expiration, let's make this, let's go out a couple of weeks. And then the two wings of the butterfly, the upper and the lower wings, you can specify. So let's say we want to make it 60 wide. Let's make it, for the moment, I'll make it 60 and 60. And number of contracts, all right, I'll put 3 just for the heck of it. And then you can also optionally specify your trade management plan. And here it will put some defaults in there, and we can leave them in this case. This is going to be the percent of capital committed to the trade, not credits. And then when to take action is specify your adjustment points. And we also put in defaults here, and it's set automatically to pick dollars from break even. And then how to adjust, you can use this, or you put in your own instructions on how to adjust. So after answering these questions, and as I said, the adjustment points and the targets, there are defaults there, and you can just leave those, or you can change them, or you can blank them out if you want. And then you can create, analyze. And what this does is just like, it's essentially made an on-the-fly trading plan to go out and scan the chains for the expiration that we requested, and then to find the strike prices that meet the criteria that we requested. And that gives us a proposed trade. And here it is with the dotted lines showing that it's a proposed trade. And the green is the expiration profit and loss graph, and then the purple is the T+0 line. Now, we may not like this. If we were looking for a non-directional butterfly, this one has got quite a bit of delta, and we have a change tab here that has buttons to let us modify this spread. And we have over here are all the things you can do to modify. Now I can move all the strikes up or down. I can change it to puts from all calls. I can change the expiration date here. If I just click this, it gives me a list of expiration dates that I could change, and it'll move the whole trade to that new expiration. Or it's got up and down arrows. I can just step up and down through the expirations. And then the two wings, the lower wing and the upper wing of the butterfly, I can modify. So let's try moving the upper wing, and you can move it up and down, or you can widen it or narrow it. So suppose I just narrow this, for example, click narrow, and it brings up that upper wing. And let's say we want to widen the lower wing. Now we're getting to what we might like a little better. The delta here now is getting closer to 0. We'd sometimes like to have a little bit of a short delta to go with the short vega. And you can move these back and forth to your heart's content. They occasionally will get into trouble if the strikes aren't there, and you'll have to change it. But that's the quick and easy way to make these modifications and to see where you are. You see it says here $65 is the width of the lower wing and 55 is the upper wing. And you can change the number of contracts. If I want to bump this up to 5 contracts, it will do that. And you see it's 5, 10, 5. And another thing you can do here is to allocate capital. If I say I just want to devote, I don't know, $8,000 to this trade and I click allocate, then that will automatically calculate. And I know this is not a hard calculation, but it will calculate the number of contracts to give you a trade within that amount of capital. And you see the margin here is 7075, which is within the 8,000 that I specified. And if I specify only 3,000, it will reduce the number of contracts to where it fits within the 3,000. And then once you've done as many modifications as you like on this, then you can switch to the orders tab, or you can just use the buttons up here. And this button here is the opening order, and you can pick your account, and it's a day order and it's a debit limit. And here's the limit price, which is already the current price. And you can jump up to the bid or the ask by just clicking these little icons here. And then you can click place order. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll show you that's how it works. And it's that easy to do open your trade. Now, if you are working with a non-connected broker or you've already put this in on your brokerage platform, you can use the commit dialog. This does not place the order with the broker, but you can fill in the prices here that you were filled for. And again, pick an account or a paper and then click commit. And that will commit the trade at the prices that you've entered. And at this specific date and time, you can set the time to be the exact time you were filled. Once you're on the trade analysis page, this little icon up here is to create a new trade with the design assistance. This button here will take you to the modeling matrix for a new trade, and you see it has a little arrow here, which gives you, again, the choices of the design assistance. And so we have the at-the-money butterfly, we have a calendar, that's an at-the-money calendar too. Call credit spread, put credit spread, double diagonal, and iron condor are the kind of the popular income trades that we have design assistance for. And so just to take a look here, I will show you the iron condor. It's a very similar thing. And you can pick any of the vehicles if you wanted to trade a stock or a index. Let's try QQQ, for example. And again, you'd pick your expiration. And in this case, it's got the delta of the short call and the delta of the short put. You can set these to be wherever you want, whether you want a high probability of or a low probability of success. And I won't get into trying to teach iron condors here, but you can have your choice, and you can even make these different for the calls or puts if you want to make it asymmetrical. And then the width between the shorts and the longs and the number of contracts. And then similarly, you can set your targets and your adjustment points and your description of how to adjust if you hit the adjustment point. So you have that as a reminder. And then you can click create and analyze. And there's our iron condor with meeting the criteria that were in the plan. And the same thing here, it's got the change button, so I can move the wings of the iron condor in and out. And let's say I wanted to move the upper wing, just push it out a little bit. You see it's still 10 wide, but I'm moving it up. The strike price is moving out. Or you can make them asymmetrical if you want. All the same functions work here on the iron condor. And so that's how the trade design assistants work. And they're very similar to the way you would set up. We use the same design assistants for setting up repeatable trading plans, and I will be talking about that more in a later video. So that's how to set up your trades with the trade design assistants.